What's up guys, good morning and welcome your faces back to a brand new video. So today is Monday morning. Decided not to film a video yesterday because other than the racing in the afternoon, we didn't do a whole lot yesterday because it just bloody rained. Now in contrast to that, the day that we're leaving, it is absolutely glorious. But yesterday and over the last couple of days we've had like the most rain ever for August in the Lake District, and the lake has risen 1 meter. As you can see, it's basically at the jetties here, so the lake is pretty full. Kind of annoying, kind of frustrating that the day we're leaving, the sun comes out and the blue skies come out, but hey, you can't fight Mother Nature. So the family left about 7 o'clock this morning to go to work. I don't have a job, so I didn't do that. But what I'm gonna do instead, they've taken all my bags, they've taken everything, all the cars, and left me with my my bike. So I'm gonna ride home from the Lake District. So we need to set off right now. Actually, quick side note before I set off, quick note, yesterday evening I was racing in Newcastle under Lyme for the Staffordshire Grand Prix. It wasn't a national series round, but a few hitters still turned up, and Vitus turned up with a full squad. Shout out to one of the viewers of the channel, Matthew, for this footage of yesterday's race. And basically the way it went down is, it was a mega technical circuit, lots of 90-degree sharp, narrow 90-degree turns. There's one point we went underneath a building and it was like pitch black. There's a downhill descent into like a 100-meter climb and then a chicane for the finish. It was a real technical course, one that I absolutely loved. The idea, there's only me and Joe riding from St. Piers, so we just wanted to get stuck in because we knew the race would fall out the back, and literally after about 5 laps, the race was down to about 10 guys. Me and Joe were both getting in moves, we're both getting away with Vitus riders, but they kept shutting everything down because they weren't happy about, because they were the dominant team, because they were the only team with 6 guys there, they only wanted to get away with Vitus riders. So they basically just kept one-tooning us until like a group of 2 of their riders went away. Me and Joe then just sort of sat in the bunch of about 7, 8 guys that it was down to by then. And then about 25 minutes into the race, we were coming around to lap a rider down one of the narrow descents into a tight turn, and I was sat last man in the group, and unfortunately, like as we cornered, the lap rider didn't stop to let us come through. So as we cornered, he kind of like cut me up, and I ended up getting stuck behind this rider, so that like by the time we came out of the bunch, there was a 2 or 3 meter gap to the riders, and like I was on my limit anyway, and I just couldn't jump that gap. So yeah, unfortunately because of that reason, I got taken out of the front group. A couple laps later, Joe then punctured, but I mean, all in all, I think I still ended up with a top 10. So happy days. I felt good in the race. That's the main thing, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the coming races over the next few weeks. So direct from Windermere in the Lake District to home where I live, which is Preston, it's about 90k, but that involves going straight down the A6, which is not a great road for riding. So because of that, and because the weather gods have blessed us today with some nice weather for a change, I'm gonna make it a little bit longer and just to go on a little bit of an exploration mission on my way home. The route that I've got in mind, we head south a little bit and head across inland towards the Ribble Valley before making my way back down to Preston. And as you can tell by my breath, the first 20 or 30k it's the hardest, it's the hilliest. I mean, even just to get out from the lake towards Kendal, it's like 10 minutes of climbing. So that's what we're doing right now. It's good for the average power, mind. But guys, good morning. Welcome back to another glorious day here in the Lake District. Nice to have a little bit of sunshine after the past few days. Let's have a good day riding back home. If I'm gonna be honest, my legs do feel a little bit cooked after racing last night, just because it was a late night race and then a long drive home. So if I was at home, to go out and do 4 hours today would be quite hard mentally, I think, just with the sore legs. But because I'm riding point to point, and because I literally have no other way to get home, kind of makes me have to do it. But also riding from A to B, mentally I always find that a little bit easier, because you know you're always making progress rather than having to try and find a loop. So that is about 20 minutes of riding, guys, and we are into some absolutely dreamy roads right now. Cruising through the Cumbrian countryside. Look at the views. This is absolutely bloody lovely. It's awesome as well because there's like no cars on the road. Just cruising, man. Me and the sheep. Just me and the sheep, they're having fun. One thing the Lake District isn't short of is hills. And this first sort of 30-40 minutes is just up and down, man. If you've ever ridden in Cornwall, that's what it's like, just up and down. No like long climbs, just short punchy climbs. And then once we get out of the Lake District, once we get out of Cumbria, it's more sort of rolling and gradual. Not that I'm complaining, I'd have short steep climbs but mega roads any day. So it's starting to flatten out, as you can see. We've came from that hill right over there, so we're heading this way. That's south, where it looks a little bit flat, a little bit more rolling. You see with the climbs, rolling. But I just stopped here, right? Because back this winter, a few months ago, you may have remembered in the vlog, me and a few friends were riding from home to Carlisle, and then we're going to get the train home from Carlisle, back home, just doing like a point-to-point ride, because why not? I think it was Christmas Eve. Yeah, was it Christmas Eve? But anyway, the reason I've stopped here is because we're outside a little village called Brigster, and we were coming down this road, around this little hook here, and then we just crashed. Basically, we crashed because there was like some blind ice on the road, like here, because the sun was like rising over that way, and this was still in the shade because it was quite early in the morning. So all the ice had melted apart from this one little patch here, and both me and Brian just went flying. I mean, I didn't really hurt myself because it was ice. You just kind of slide, but yeah, just reminiscing over more painful times. Do you know what I absolutely love? I love talking about a crash in my vlog, and then literally no more than about 30 minutes after I recorded that shot, I was coming around this corner here, turned left, and then suddenly saw this rock here, and basically hit it. It threw me out. As you can see, that's some sealant from a wheel on the floor. I haven't punctured, it sealed the wheel, but I came down pretty hard. I mean, I was like, this is quite a fast running, probably doing 18 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, and then bang. Thankfully I didn't really hurt myself, and also the bike's fine. The bike didn't take any of the impact, it was just me. Like, I came down on my wrist, so I've not done anything to my wrist, it just hurts a little bit. But I've also ripped my shorts, and my hairy arse is showing, so that's sick. And I won't show you, but the grazes that I do have are on my bum, and they're pretty grim, so they probably need washing. We've got about 2.5 hours to go, 2 hours 45. So I'm just going to crack on and get home as quick as I can, because I don't want it to get infected, because I can't imagine having an infected bum is too pleasant. So yeah. And also now I've got to ride home with this massive hole in my shorts. If people didn't think I was a weirdo already, they're going to think I'm one now. So that down there behind me, down there, that's Lancaster. I've just ridden to up a climb that goes out of Lancaster, kind of along the top of this moorland here, called it's called the Jubilee Tower Climb, because we're at the top of the climb right now, and there is a tower. That is Jubilee Tower, and that is the view from Jubilee Tower. Down in the Lancaster, that's the rest of the Ribble Valley over here. What a view, man, what a day. The old hip's in a little bit of pain, but it's been subsided by this amazing scenery and amazing roads. Let's crack on. Typical, absolutely typical. About 3 hours of beautiful weather, countryside, mountain roads. Yeah, you know the score. And we arrived in Preston, and it's been raining here. Quality. Oh, green light. It's not raining right now, but the sky looks a little bit grey, and it has been raining very recently because everyone's still got the windscreen wipers on, so I don't want to get wet today. Oh, there we go. It started spitting. Everybody in it's spitting! It's spitting! No, the reason I don't want it to rain, mostly, firstly because I don't like rain, but secondly, and more importantly, I don't want to get me all cut wet. I imagine it's pretty dirty anyway, so dirty water off the road ain't gonna help any situation, is it? So yeah, it's starting to sting a little bit as well because it's quite windy today, so like when my shorts are cut, they're like flapping around, and that means it's flapping on the little and that means it's flapping on the cut on the graze, which yeah, stings a little bit, man. Anyway, I'm gonna stop whinging and focus on safely riding my bicycle through Preston. Ugh. So I've misjudged this route a little bit. Done 3 hours 40, and I'm about 5 minutes from home in this direction. I haven't really had a favourable wind. I've had a crosswind for most of the day, but I've just been pressing on a little bit, and my average speed is like 31.4. So I didn't anticipate to be this far into the route so soon, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a loop, because I could go straight home and be at 3:45, but why do that? I set out to do 4. Let's do 4. After a couple of diversions and a little bit of extra route planning, that is the 4 hours on the clock and 126k. Even decided to finish things off with a cheeky little sprint. But that was a good day. For 99.999995% of that ride I stayed dry, And yeah, good day. Pretty tough to start. The legs took a little bit to get going, but once we got going, I was fine. Like, that's what I was saying about the whole point-to-point thing. When I'm going like in a direction and I've got a start line and a finish line, it's much easier to do that when you've got tired legs than to go out and, you know, find a 4-hour loop. So yeah, good day. And the dogs are home. Mum and Dad dropped them off on the way to work. Yo! Guys, I've just noticed, I didn't notice this at the time, but when I crashed, when I came down, I obviously landed on my foot as well, and I've absolutely destroyed the back of the shoe, man. That's so upsetting. Physique, if by some miracle you happen to be watching this video, please, I love your shoes. Please send me out a new pair. So not only have I ruined a pair of shorts, I've also ruined a pair of shoes. Psych. So poor little Lexi unfortunately has still got a poorly leg, and I mean, it's getting better, but she's still limping a little bit. Now, I don't know if you remember in the vlog, but a while ago, she also had a sore foot, and it was the same foot as the front left. Now, it's not the pad. Now, she's not done anything to a paw pad. We've checked it out, but last time this happened, we took her to the vets, and the vet said that it was ligament damage in a joint, and that it could take quite a long time to heal, because ligaments always do. So I suspect like she's jumped off something. She's jumped off the trampoline like in a weird way, and her ligament isn't completely repaired from last time, and she's just tweaked it a little bit. Like, she's clearly not in that much pain. She's still keen to jump around and, you know, have fun and whatever. But I think we're just gonna have to put her on a WALK ban. I can't say the word, otherwise I'll get all excited. I'll have to put her on a WALK ban for the next week or two, just to let it get better, because we don't want this to keep happening, do we? We don't want your leg to keep being sore. We need your leg to get better. All right. So no jumping around, no jumping on the trampoline, no long WALKs. No fetching the ball, just rest. Stop trying to lick me. Nope. All right, so as I got home from my ride about 2:30 this afternoon, and all right, granted I did a 4-hour ride, but since then I haven't done a whole lot else in my afternoon. Mom's away, she's abroad in Portugal. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll see that she's away riding on an altitude camp in Portugal, so I'm highly jealous of her for a start, but also when she's away, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, oh, good on this way. So yeah, it's like I just spend most of my time nowadays with her, and when she's away, I'm like a lost puppy walking around trying to find something to do. So I was sat at home. It's 8 o'clock. I was like, you know what? I want a milkshake. I don't often have milkshakes, but I want a milkshake, and I'm not talking a Tesco Yazoo. I'm talking milkshake. So I made the journey up to Preston. That is the wonderful St. George's shopping centre. It's about a 15-minute journey, because in Preston there is a dessert bar that holds very dear to my heart. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Casper's. We're getting a Casper's. The goods have been acquired. Today we went for a Maltesers milkshake. Slightly controversial. Normally I just go for an Oreo. Oh, the bumhole is hurting now. The graze has started to like dry out, so it just cracks whenever I move it. Oh, that ain't nice. Anyway, as I was saying, milkshake acquired. Normally I would go for an Oreo milkshake or a Reese's Pieces milkshake, but today I fancied a change, so I went for Maltesers. The reason that I'm showing this on the vlog right now is, yes, I'm an athlete, I'm a cyclist, and like 99.9% of the time I eat healthy, or I try and eat healthy. But I think that it's important to share the message that every now and again, you can treat yourself, and you can, you know, if you want to drink milkshakes, you can drink milkshakes. If you want to go out and eat unhealthy food, go out and eat unhealthy food. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like today I've eaten super healthy all day, and I've done a 4-hour ride and burnt about, I don't know, 2,500-3,000 calories in the process. So, you know, me coming out and getting a Maltesers milkshake really isn't going to make any difference in the grand scheme of things, and it's always good for a bit of morale. Anyway, milkshake in hand, it's now starting to get dark, so I'm going to drive that way and go home, because Preston in the dark is a scary place. All right, so I'm back home now, and I'm on the computer. Now there's this app, right, and or a website, and I mean, it's got like various different features and some very technical features that I don't know. To give it its simplest form, you can connect it to Strava, and you can upload routes and rides onto my windsock, and it'll basically show you how much of the ride was into a tailwind and how much of the ride was into a headwind. You can also use it to put in your CDA, and for example, if you're doing a 10-mile time trial and you want to target a certain time on a particular day when the wind's a particular speed, you can put in your CDA, put in the time that you want to achieve on that course, and it'll give you like a predicted power that you need to produce in order to achieve that time. But I wanted to use it today to see like how much of the ride that I did was into a headwind and how much of it was into a tailwind, and just see like where the wind was coming from and stuff. But I just went onto the website now. So this is it here, mywindsock.com. And this is pretty cool. The homepage screen, that is your boy Jeff. That is me. And I think that's Matt Holmes there following me in the background. This was at the Eddie Sowens race at the start of the year. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you can't see my head or anything. Like, that's the top of the photo. But that's your boy Jeff in the photo of mywindsock.com. And anyway, for context, this was today's ride. So as we can see, the majority of it was a cross tail. So this is the wind from today. So for the most part, it was kind of like a cross tail coming down here. We know this, the light blue tailwind, like darker blues crosswind, and then the red is the headwind. So if we go down, we didn't really have any headwind actually until like the last hour. So between like chipping and home, so this kind of period here was more of a cross head. But yeah, that was the wind of today. If anyone's interested, mywindsock.com. You can see the wind of your rides. I mean, there's a premium version as well, but I just got the free version, so yeah. But anyway, that's the end of today's vlog. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did. Helps out with the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same usual time of 5 p.m. Peace!